And while our judges are deliberating, let me just take my time and introduce our second team. Now, this is the AI and data startup. They're called Vidi Labs, and they will come next. So please prepare yourselves. And everyone, let's put our hands together and welcome Vidi Labs. You know the protocol. I won't start yet until you're ready, until I say jumpstart your dreams. So now you have 3 minutes. Jumpstart your dreams.
Good afternoon, everybody. If unfortunately you went blind tomorrow, would you be able to come to this venue? Or maybe take the nearest bus or find an empty seat? The answer would probably be no for most of us. But this is the reality of 200,000 visually impaired people, or whom we call VIPs in Hong Kong. My grandfather was a VIP, and I saw him struggle with a lot of his accessibility and independence issues in his daily life. Looking at what VIPs or elderly people use today, they either use the archaic cane that can only detect from waist below, or they have guide dogs, which is very expensive and difficult to raise and maintain. You know, for a population of more than 200,000 VIPs in Hong Kong, there's only 40 guide dogs in operation. Looking at what they need, we spoke to more than 150 VIPs, and we found out that we created this device, which is an AI compact wearable that can be easily worn and taken off at their own convenience. We have found out that they need 3 features of object detection, text recognition, and navigation, all in the form of this compact wearable. And they can call these features at the press of a button for a point-in-time mode, or change it to the continuous mode to walk around Hong Kong. We have a product demonstration that we'd love to show you, and we are in the process of filing 3 patents in US. Now, looking at the current market, to serve the 200,000 VIPs in Hong Kong, we have already partnered with the 3 major blind institutions of Hong Kong Blind Union, Hong Kong Society for the Blind, and Ebenezer School and the Home for the Blind. And we have a pre-order of 100 devices and a growing wait list of more than 200 devices so far in the last 2 months. And the problem is only bigger across the market, across the border in China, and 300 million VIPs all around the world. Our business model is very simple. We either sell this device at the hardware price point, and they pay a monthly subscription of $300 for our software, or we do a B2B purchase rental model for venues to make their spaces more accessible.
So, in terms of business, we can break even if we're able to service our existing group and our wait list. And today, our ask is for $500,000 US, so we can mass manufacture the Seekr device and serve the VIP and elderly community. So, in comparison to our competitors, we offer a more holistic service at a very affordable price range. And this is the team. We are a diverse team. We have business, legal, hardware and software development and capabilities, and we have developed this in-house. So, the reality is, aging is the truth that we all cannot avoid, and our medical service systems is overburdened. So why don't you invest in Seekr, a technology that will help VIPs and visually impaired people and elderlies regain their independence? We are Seekr, and we make AI for the VI.
Time's up.
Thank you.
Please wrap up in 1 sentence. Perfect. Wow, that was perfect. Okay. Questions, judges, please.
Hi, this is JY from Wings Capital Ventures. So you mentioned there are 200,000 VIPs in Hong Kong, but at your price point, what's the real addressable market that you estimate?
Okay, so that's a great question, right? So in Hong Kong, we are very lucky that the Social Welfare Department of the Hong Kong government, they can actually they can serve, or they can actually help the VIPs to purchase a one-off assistive device up to 40,000 Hong Kong dollars. So that's from just the government support. And now coming to the NGOs, right? The NGOs that we have of the Blind Union and the Society for the Blind, they have actually mentioned that 300 users are already waiting in our wait lists. So they are in the last 2 months only, since we started doing our early adopter acceptance in our waitlist. So it actually shows that there is a growing need, and because of the gracious support from the government, all the VIPs in Hong Kong can actually purchase this.
So have you started manufacturing at all?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So we have already mass manufactured 100 devices, which we are hoping to serve our pre-ordered devices. So like I mentioned, we have a wait list of 200 and growing just by last month. So we, at the moment, only have 100 devices.
So how was that funded?
So that was actually funded from raising grants, government grants, and we going to pitching competitions to basically manufacture this hardware that you see here. And so we haven't taken any equity investments up so far, and it was just bootstrap or grant investments.
Right. I guess just a thought. Have you explored financing if you already have demand, Kickstarter or advanced purchase because for 500K you might be able to raise without having to dilute yourself.
Yes, thank you so much for that question again. Yes, so we have thought about Kickstarter, and for the investments, we actually went to the NGOs themselves to apply for funding such as the PSTS and other ITF funds, right? And we are in the process of writing those funds applications with them. But as you know, with NGOs and with this kind of funds, they come in drip investments. It means that we need to spend the money up front, and then it will be reimbursed at the end of it, right? So it's either we go for the banking loan, or we actually wait for the equity investments.
And just across the border, and I'm talking about China, there are 52 million visually impaired people waiting to be served. So we're hoping to leverage the connection of the JUMPSTARTer and the Alibaba program, and hopefully they can guide us so that we can expand into a more, a market that truly needs this device.
Hi, this is Tristan from HSBC. I was wondering, is there any regulatory green light is required if you are targeting other, markets? Regulatory green light. Okay. Regulatory approval.
So first of all, our device is an assistive device, right? So what it means is that we are not a medical device, and we do not really, every time we tell them that we are not replacing their eyesight, right? We are just giving them the visual information so that the humans themselves can make the decision, right? So for the regulatory guidance, we just have to make sure that the privacy and ethics are maintained, which we do because we are actually using all the proprietary algorithms. We are not calling an API call from an already existing service, meaning we control all the data, and the data is not stored, meaning we delete the image the moment it is processed.
Asel from Cathay. 7 years ago in Israel, I saw the same startup. They kind of gone 5 years ago because of their performance. I wonder, I suppose using edge computing, doing all the processing there. It's how can you guarantee performance for the customer? Because I think the first batch of adopter group is very important, right?
Yep. Thank you so much for that question, right? So it actually shows the Israeli company, right? They're priced at 40,000 Hong Kong dollars, right? And they actually offer one feature for maybe the text detection and stuff, but they sell to 23,000 units every year. This just shows that there's a growing need by the hour for a device like this. And for the other question of how do we ensure the accuracy, for the last 2 years, we've actually gone and collected the data and trained our models and made them very efficient to the point that for NGOs, normally they do not sign MOUs or LOIs. But the moment that we gave these devices to them, they actually signed MOUs, the 3 major institutions of the Hong Kong, and they're actually currently doing the early adopter trials to make sure that they can actually disseminate this to all of their other user members.
Hello, this is Binny from UBS. I'm just thinking, it's not a question, but more of a future comment or suggestions. I don't know if maybe just a thought, right? Do you think about for the pricing range, do we want to start off with a minimal cost of usage and then later on more benefit from the monthly subscription, right? It's just like what Tesla is probably doing, right? Later on when you're charging batteries, you need to pay for it, right? And then App Store, right? You pay for it on the later, but initially you may be just at the break-even point to sell the device. Yes. Is that going to be something that will be, I guess, differentiated from a cost perspective? Yeah.
Yes, thank you again
Time's
for
up.
raising that.
Please wrap up in one sentence. Sorry.
Sure. We are actually trying that model right now, which is it's called the printer subscription model, which we make this device available as a HaaS, hardware as a service model, and we are open to, we're actually doing that with some of our users at the moment.
Thank you very much. Big round of applause. Thank you so much for the sharing, and thank you for the questions, judges.